What is up, guys? Technicals here, coming back at you with a farm situation report. We're going to call this one for Q1 of 2019. We're going to be going through what changes I've made in the farm, what we are planning to do moving forward. We're going to keep this one as organized as we possibly can. We're going to break it down into a few key categories. We're going to go over what I'm running. We're going to go over what I'm making. We're going to go over the changes in strategy moving forward. And then I'm going to offer some sort of anecdotes and musings there at the end. Stay tuned after the closing for the video for some bonus content. I'm the Technicals. Let's get into it.
The Technicals.
Before that, this video brought to you by shop.thetechnicals.io. Represent your favorite coin project or just your favorite YouTuber. Link is in the description below. Oh my god, that's disgusting. Please stop. Alright guys, so taking a look here, this is what I'm currently running. This is a screenshot of my simple mining. You can see there's not been a lot of changes there. I've got one rig down. A lot of rigs sort of chopped up. Some of them don't have many cards to them. As you can see here, we've still been working on our rig service station. I've been consolidating rigs, cleaning them out while they're not so profitable. I've been doing this really at leisure because it really doesn't make sense to hustle up on it when a rig's pulling in like 10 cents a day. But we have been making steady progress on that. We've also been taking a look at some rigs like these, which maybe only have 4 or 5 cards in them, consolidating down what we can, getting some more efficiency out of it. We've also been, as you can see here, experimenting with new configurations for the server power supplies inside of these Roswell cases, but that leaves a lot of open spots back in the rig room. We've shut off the exhaust fans for a certain amount of time. We've ramped them back up because the temperatures here in the south, you know, it's maybe pushing 80 degrees here today in the middle of January. The temperatures go up and down, so you've got to be adaptable in that regard. You've got to change things around. But we're making slow progress on it. We haven't turned off anything, although we have gotten rid of our L3 pluses. That was in the last update. We're still running our SHA-256 ASICs. We're running those on NiceHash along with our Z9 minis. We quit mining Zen because Zen sort of took a nosedive. I've accumulated as much Zen as I like. Even my master nodes, my secure nodes for Zen, gave up. The ones over at pickaxe.mn, they shut off the Zen nodes because they just they weren't going to be able to make any money off of it, so they refunded all the Zen. So I quit mining Zen. Just point those 2 Z9 minis over at NiceHash along with many of my other rigs. I'm currently mining on the Technicals pool right now on Ravencoin primarily and Ethereum Classic on the AMD rigs, although I'm bouncing back and forth between that and NiceHash. The only ones not pictured here are the FPGAs. Currently the Blackminer F1 is making around $6 per day. That goes up and down a little bit. Now you can chase higher profits if you keep up with the profitability tables, and as long as you're on top of the new bit streams when they come out, that's where you're really making your profit. When those new bit streams come out, you can jump right on those coins, because a lot of them, once they find out that the FPGAs are on their network, they do fork away. We saw that last week or 2 weeks ago with Varus. So right now, Blackminer F1 along with the BCU 1525 from Squirrel, I have a BCU, currently making about the same amount, about $6 per day. We did see a new bitstream come out here recently on, if you're an approved or confirmed hardware owner, you can get on that list when new bitstreams drop. That's something that you're going to want to do right away. As soon as you get a BCU or a VCU, get on that list so you're the first one to get the new bitstreams when they drop. The only other one not pictured here is the Vega rig, 5x Vega 56s. We're putting that on NiceHash as well because we're really going towards Bitcoin. This gets into my second topic, the changes and strategy moving forward. Now, as you somewhat gathered, I put a lot of rigs towards NiceHash, and that's really because I'm still speculative mining, and I think that that's the way that GPU mining is going. However, when I say speculative mining, I think a lot of people are looking for brand new proof-of-work coins to speculatively mine, but I think that there's another element to speculative mining in there, and that has to do with mining the most profitable thing and trading out for coins that you speculatively think are going to go up. To be perfectly honest with you, I think most of the coins that have the most upside are not proof-of-work coins. They're higher cap coins, and those are the ones I've chiefly been targeting here over the past few weeks and months, namely coins like EOS, Ripple, and Tron. I think probably have the most upside, confirmed upside. I'm the most optimistic about those. Now, when we look at proof-of-work coins, obviously miners are much more inclined to be favorable towards projects that have proof of work, or primarily proof of work, all proof of work, or something like that. They adopt miners when they launch and throughout the course of their project. But many times we see that they'll abandon miners at the drop of a hat as soon as their project gets some sort of clout. They don't seem very married to miners, and for that reason, I don't think you need to be married to proof-of-work coins. And so if you're mining these coins and hanging on to them as sort of a speculative play, that works in many cases, but with most of the coins that are of a larger cap that we're confident will make it through crypto winter, I'm not too sure that many of those smaller coins are really going to make it. And so what I'm doing is I'm pointing most of my rigs at nice hash, trading out for Bitcoin or some of those other larger cap coins, sitting on them, accumulating them, and then waiting for them to go up. Because again, my goal here is money, is US dollars, because they don't take Bitcoin for my mortgage, and I'm not ashamed to say it. I know a lot of people in the crypto space want to just shun fiat altogether, but we still live in a fiat world, and I am a fiat girl. And so you got to keep these things in mind. What's your goal? What's your end game with this mining? If you're purely mining speculatively speaking, you can get a lot more flexible and creative. But for me, I still want to reap a little bit of benefit down the road. And so I'm looking ahead to what's going to make the most sense, and I'm changing my behavior to do that now. That was kind of all over the place. Did that make sense? That gets into my second thing. When we're looking down the road, most of us are confident that the crypto markets are going to return. They're going to go up in value here. It might be a year. It might be 2 years. I'm just not sure. I think it's probably on the longer end of things. I probably think it's at least another year before we start to see some really positive action. I think now, though, is the time that you start looking into what's going to happen, what you think is going to happen, and preparing. I saw this tweet from Tony Robbins, the motivational speaker guy that, revs you up, gets you going. I don't trust those guys as far as I can throw them. But he put out an article about Bitcoin, and I think this is kind of telling of what a lot of successful and rich people are doing. I think they get in, and we have all heard this before, they get in when things are very, very low. They accumulate, they build their bag, and then they go out and start shilling it. They drive the price up. Someone like Tony Robbins, very rich guy. Now, I'm not saying that's what he's doing or if there's some sort of massive conspiracy to do that, but we've seen this with the BACT and the ETF and things that I don't really know enough about to really comment on. But we're seeing a lot of these things, this big institutional plays, being hot and cold, back and forth in a rapid span of time. I think you need to start thinking about what you're going to do when the markets return. Imagine yourself in July, September, October of 2017, just before the parabolic move was imminent. What would you have done right then and there? I think a lot of people probably aren't thinking that way right now. But personally speaking, I've got GPUs that have been in service essentially 24/7 for the past year. Their life expectancy is questionable. I've had fan replacements. I've had issues out of some of the cards, and they're not going to last forever. Now, they could go many, many years, but if those markets return and we see a similar pattern as we did in late 2017, and people are willing to pay a massive premium for those cards, I'm going to sell them. I'm absolutely going to sell them. I'm not going to be bashful about that. I'm sure I'm going to hang on to some of the higher end cards like the 1080 Ti's or my 2080 Ti, or especially the FPGAs and maybe even the ASICs. But all the regular run-of-the-mill cards, the 1060s, the RX 580s, the 1070 Ti's, those are all going out the door. If someone's willing to pay the retail price of what they should be, or maybe even a little more, you can just bet your bottom dollar I'm sending those bad boys out the door. And so I think you need to think about those kind of things before we get to that stage, because if the parabolic move comes and you're just kind of like, well, what do I do now? You might lose out on some critical time there. You might miss some opportunity if you don't know what your plan is. So build your execution strategy. Decide, am I going to sell my cards when that time comes around? Just have it in your head. At least think about it for 5 minutes so you know and can snap and make a judgment when that time comes. I think now selling GPUs is just a terrible idea. I mean, if you're assuming you can float the electricity expense, it's probably okay to keep mining. Although unless you really need the money, selling your GPUs right now is probably just a terrible idea. I know a lot of you guys can't float it and can't afford, buying a whole bunch of GPUs, but if you bought them and paid for them, they're already paid for, then I'd probably at least consider turning them off, cleaning them out, putting them back in their box, and putting them in a closet and waiting for higher prices to return. Waiting for that feverish market to come back, people to go crazy and get mining fever again. And then at that point, you can pull them out, dust them off, and send them out the door, put them on eBay, send them out. If you're able to do that, I think you're going to be much better off. Additionally, consider, like we've said before, that selling your hardware for cryptocurrency right now may be a good move. Bitcoin's going for what, $3,500 or $4,000 or something like that. If we see Bitcoin go back to $8,000, and you sold that 1060 for $150, that means you got $300 if Bitcoin doubles up or whatever. It's easy math. It's wishful thinking. I know. Don't do that. Whatever. Hopefully there's a sweet spot in there. Hopefully there's a time before we see a parabolic run up when people start getting wind that cryptocurrency's coming back around. Mining fever takes hold. People start overpaying for GPUs. And you can sell off your GPUs right before that parabolic run up, so you've not had them out of service, and you can get them at a great crypto value, and you can see your returns go way up. You know, you get the parabolic run. And again, that's wishful thinking, and I get it. You can't bank or depend on that. But this is a speculative space, and this is what we've been doing for the past several months and past year. We've been doing nothing but speculating, and so I think it's kind of silly to speculate on one thing and then say the other thing's wishful thinking and to just dismiss it for no reason. But these are all things that are worth thinking about. Think about what you're going to do moving into the future, and let me know in the comments below. Be sure to give me a like and subscribe to the channel if you're not subscribed to the channel. I'd love your subscription, because honestly it doesn't make sense to do this if you're not subscribed and viewing, because that's what I need. I need that validation. I need that vindication. So give it to me in the form of a like and a sub if you're so inclined. Don't forget to check out technicalspool.com, thetechnicalspool.com. We're hosting many speculative coins over there and trying to work in more FPGA targeted coins, the ones that we can, over on thetechnicalspool.com. Give us a try over there when you get a chance. And if you'd like support on thetechnicalspool.com or to join our FPGA discussion over in our Discord, type discord.thetechnicals.io into your browser, or simply click the link in the description below. I'm The Technicals. See you next time.
Where's Hudson? Look what I got. Look what I got. Look what I got. Look what I got.